Ni hao, and welcome back to the Chinese campaign. 5 months remain of this campaign now, and it looks like the US finally has a decent-sized fleet here for the invasion. Although, so do I. This combined fleet only has a tonnage of 130,000. So I don't think their battleships are that big. Or maybe their heavy cruisers are just... No, that could actually be a pretty big battleship. Because the DDs don't weigh much. And I'm guessing around 15,000 maybe for the heavies and 10,000 for the lights. Yeah. That could actually be a decent sized battleship. Let's see, how many battleships does the US have? 3. Well, looks like we're going to have a battle here next month. Also, I want to see if I can invade Pakistan, because their army is marching in on Kashmir. But is Pakistan actually allied to someone? Yes, Spain. So it should be possible to invade Pakistan. So this might be the first time in this campaign I actually get the chance to invade a minor nation that is allied to an enemy major nation. So it'll be interesting to see how that works once my fleet arrives. Let's go to August. And here we go. No thanks, no alliance. We can go one more month. Yes to peace treaty with France. And again, submarines, no surface battle. At least we cleared away some submarines. And again, the DD goes on striking a port instead of fighting submarines, though I guess there are no submarines around right now. And here we go. Veteran class battleship. That's the big German fleet I wanted my surface fleet to fight, but they got caught up fighting submarines instead. I guess I might as well auto-resolve this. Because it's a strike mission. They're going to start within shooting distance already. So I don't think this cruiser is going to survive. Yeah, no it didn't. It wouldn't have done even if I played it out manually either. And here we go, we fight some Spanish ships. Yeah. I got battleships. They don't. A little bit low on ammo though, but still. Let's turn their guns off so they can get closer before opening up. DDs, I think I will just send home. That's a lot of cruisers of different classes. I don't think I'm going to bother splitting them up. You got Hubei and Guangxi with the 11-inch guns, so they could be useful. Forming up, line astern. Yeah, the enemy has just one heavy cruiser. Think I should have enough ammo for that. Especially if I hold fire until I get a little bit closer. It's currently very far away. It does have some armor. It has decent range guns. Light cruiser does not have a lot of armor. Let's just turn and sail parallel. Cruisers, you can also hold fire for now. How far away are you from that light cruiser anyway? 27 kilometers? Wait until it gets to 20. Secondary guns can already start targeting the light cruiser. 20, there we go. How close is that heavy cruiser now? 31. Look at those 2.6-inch guns go. Blistering rate of fire, but not really a lot of result. And there she goes. Struck down in a hail of fire. In fact, I do want these two to detach from the rest of the cruisers and get closer. Because they are actually significantly faster than San Agustin. San Agustin seems to be keeping its distance from my battleships. Not really that much I can do about it, because my battleships are rather slow. My cruisers can catch up though. At least one shell is gonna hit. Set my guns to save. Might be able to get some hits here. If I could just score some flooding hits, that would be decent enough. One hit, but blocked. All I'm doing now is just chasing it away from my battleships. That's not really what I want to do. I want to try and get around it and force it in towards the battleships. And then they can open fire again. 34 kilometers. Took out its funnel. That should slow it down a little bit. Well, damage the funnel. It's not taken out yet. Turn your guns off too. Then I'm just gonna try to get around it, like I said. I'm taking fire from it, but it's not too bad. There we go, 28 kilometers. That's better. And it's sailing away. So I might have to turn those guns off again. Until I get a little bit closer, because I need those shells to actually do something. Give it some flooding. And I'm not even that far away from a friendly port. So they are being resupplied each month, but it's not much. You guys to save too. Still doing 26 knots almost. I think Hongshan is the one keeping this task force back. Either that or just the Victoria. No, these two are now speeding up. That's fine. Yunfei should also be faster than Victoria. But these two cruisers are the ones that can actually catch up and do something something serious to that enemy ship, which had 8.9 on the main belt, 9 on the fore and aft belts. So that means around 17,000. I can start actually penetrating. Let's hold fire until we get closer. Yunfei is certainly not getting any closer. Let's have these guys speed up too. They can do 30. 20 kilometers away. Let's not turn in too much towards it, because the other objective here is actually to force it to turn away from the cruisers and towards the battleships. But to do that, I kind of need my cruisers to be on the opposite side of the enemy. "17 kilometers away. 3-inch guns are now entering range. Enemy main gun's almost out of ammo. Let's see, single bottom, anti-torp 1. Anti-flood 1. "16 kilometers away. Main guns may now open fire. Yeah, she's slowing down. And Yunfei is getting closer. Down to 22 knots now. Yunfei is now actually faster than the enemy cruiser. These two are out of HE for the main guns. So hopefully we should be seeing some penetrations now that they've switched to AP. San Augustine down to 20 knots. Funnel is completely wrecked. There we go, flooding hit. Yunfei is in range. All ships are in range. Enemy has been surrounded. Can't run away now. And there we go, flooding all over. There is no escape. Engines are out. And the ship has sank. Nice. Let's see, what's next? Here we go. Finally dealing with some Germans. Just some cruisers though, but still. I got 2 heavies, 1 light, and a destroyer. I got 4 battleships, all fully stocked up on ammunition. Not gonna need the DDs here. Enemy ships are just too maneuverable to be reliably hit. No, I did not want to detach you. What am I doing here? I wanted you to follow the battleship. Light cruiser is not needed, I think. These are the 8-inch gun armed heavy cruisers. That's alright. The 4 Sheen class battleships are the ones that are actually going to do the work here. Quite in a different league from the Timu class and the Victoria from the previous battle. Let's not have all 4 ships target the same light cruiser. That's kind of unnecessary. One for you. One for you. And then I guess the last 2 can target the Wiesbaden. Because she got a lot of torpedoes. Only 18-inch torpedoes, though. And no armor. What's the range? 17.2 kilometers? What kind of torpedoes do the DDs have? 20-inch, 14-kilometer torps. Electrics. So these had... Ooh. It's showing me the silhouette of the light cruiser. This one has some armor, 9 inches all over. Okay, new plan. 2 battleships assigned to each heavy cruiser, with the secondaries targeting the light whenever it gets closer. And then, of course, the heavy cruisers can also target the light cruiser when it gets closer. These are pretty nice cruisers. If I can get some more victory points against Germany, I want to see if I can take some of these cruisers as war operations. Probably gonna need a lot of victory points for it, though. They're very expensive. Wiesbaden, almost in range of my heavy cruisers. And now actually in range of the secondary guns, my battleships. $900 million for this light cruiser, which is now rapidly losing its torpedoes. Let's see here. Maybe like a zoomed out view. Yeah. That kind of works. Wiesbaden did launch some torpedoes. Towards my battleships. Only 2 though, by the looks of it. I think Sheen was the target. Skillfully avoided. Battleships are landing heavy hits on the 2 heavy cruisers, which is just what I want to see. The battleship secondaries and the heavy cruiser guns making life hard for the crews of these 2 DDs, which are not heavily armored, being DDs. See that the 5 and 7-inch guns on the battleships are putting in some work. This little distraction will soon be gone. Let's see, V2, next one. Battleship secondaries are now out of range, with the first DD having sunk and the second one being slowed down a little bit, down to only 18 knots. It's gonna sink though in time. So let's take a look at these 2 heavy cruisers. Yeah. Only 22-kilometer range on those 10-inch guns. That seems like a bit of a design flaw. Heavy shells, Cordite 3. Man, they're kind of short, those guns. Cordite 3 should give them pretty good range. Armor is holding up. Yeah, we can get closer. Because this time I actually have battleships that are faster. Okay, you 2. Did I order the entire line? No, I did not want that. You 2. Well, now the DD sank, so that's not necessary. Instead I got unnecessary maneuvers for the whole battle line. they're pretty expensive. At least compared to mine. But then again, if they only had longer range guns, these would have been very decent ships. As it is now, they just can't really do that much. Well, they are in range now, but it's pretty much too late for them. There you go, just one left. And it's getting a lot of unwanted attention. And there it goes. Sinking with 0.7% structure left. And here we go. Yeah, 64,000 ton Belknap class. These are the ones I thought looked pretty decent. Sadly, I got mostly, yeah, I only got my small battleships here. So this might be a bit of a challenge, but I think these two had very little armor. Missoula class heavy cruiser, 2.5 billion. Expensive boats. The Americans are pumping out. Tacoma light cruiser, we've seen those. And Bernadou DDs. Lots of them. Alright. So, if possible, I think I would like to keep the enemy battleships alive. There we go, that's what I wanted to do. Yeah, I think I will try to keep those battleships alive and undamaged, simply because I want them as war operations. Okay, who's the odd one out? Altay. You go home. No DDs in this task force. This was just a scraped together bunch of ships sent out to deal with American light cruisers and DDs. And the occasional heavy cruiser. We're gonna see what we can do about the this enemy task force. Yeah, very little armor. Got some main belt, but that's it. Very long range Mark IV 18-inch guns though. How fast are you? 27 knots. You got some ammo. The 15-inch guns are not quite in range yet. 14s are. Okay, yeah, let's take a look at these Missoula class heavy cruisers. That doesn't look bad. I like the general layout here. I think a square barbette would look better in between here though, just filling in the gap a bit more. 8.5 inches of armor. Decent. 30-kilometer range 8-inch guns. Kinda decent. Gen 3 radar. And with the... I think these towers have amazing tower spotting to begin with, so they're probably going to be outspotting everything. And there's the DD swarm. Okay, let's pick out some targets here. 14-inch guns. 15s are now in range of the heavy cruiser. That is fine. 14s can start targeting the DDs. Binju has torpedoes. And she just launched them now. That's a lot of DDs. Holy moly. And some of my ships have switched targets again, so let's see to that. 14-inch guns. I want you firing into this big group of ships. Get it? Okay. Hope that's understood now. Debang, you got 14-inch guns. Why are you not targeting the lighter ships? As I told you to. And secondary guns can just start peppering away at whatever is closest among the DDs. Can go. You took a hit from an 18-inch shell. There we go, massive hits on a light cruiser. And on this heavy cruiser. Fall River. And the 14-inch guns are again reverting to targeting the freaking heavy cruisers. Which again, I said, no, that is not your job. Let the 15s deal with the heavies. I just want to do as much massive damage to this huge formation here as possible. Andong not doing too hot. Huge swarm of torpedoes incoming. No hits. Now we're just cutting away. These battleships are very far away. They got long range, but hopefully they're not going to be too effective at this range. Any of those torps gonna hit? Nope. We're good. I think Andong is going to take one of these, yeah. Poor Andong. Andong goes down. That was my budget heavy cruiser. Helena goes down. That's nice. Helena was worth far more than Andong. I've been credited with 8 torpedo hits. I haven't launched that many torpedoes, so that is something. Okay, we're gonna have to select some more targets here again. And now I want every single ship targeting this oncoming flood of DDs and light cruisers. I know there are enemy torpedoes in the water because the enemies just started taking torpedo hits. Gilmer goes down. Cincinnati goes down. I'm gonna do a little trick here. I'm gonna have my light cruisers head towards this area I'm not gonna go there, I'm gonna turn back. But I'm hoping that enemy torpedoes with lead applied will aim so that the two groups of enemy ships will torpedo each other's. That's the kind of desperate plan I'm going for. Okay, Wix has torp still. Not the best plan, maybe. Because this DD group kind of intercepted me. Maybe. Could see some red on red torpedo action here. Let's see, who does not launch torpedoes? Not really that important. Just want to have these light cruisers withdraw now, actually. But they did a pretty decent job screening for my battleships. Okay, back to target selection now. Let's see, 14-inch guns, 15-inch guns, 14s, you're already on that, 15s. Boston and Fall River have taken quite a bit of damage already. The secondary is on the closest DD, which would be John Young. Actually. Absolute carnage. Just had to check something. Yeah, these battleships are closing in. Don't like that. I don't like that one bit. Because they do that to my battleships. Granted, my battleships are worth about half what the enemy heavy cruisers are worth. Yeah, Anliang will not survive this battle. That's the first Timu to be lost in a very long time, I think. Assuming she's gonna be lost, but I think she is. Fall River goes down. So we've claimed one of their heavy cruisers. But Anliang, yeah. She's out of here. Not gonna make it. Poor Timus were not built to stand up to 18-inch guns. Yeah, there she goes. She'd been with me for a very long time, I think. No, don't hit the enemy battleships. You're not gonna sink them. You're just gonna make them not available for war operations. Because if they're gonna sink my battleship, I'm gonna take theirs. I'm taking their battleship. Literally as war operations for sinking mine. And with, what, 1.5 million victory points, I should have enough to take at least one of their battleships. Let's see, Boston. They're coming bow in. Boston goes down. San Diego is next. And these DDs are not going to be bothering me anytime soon. Okay, let's all just deal with the San Diego. Yeah, look at that, Yuliang. Also not really built to stand up to 18-inch guns. Although she's doing a surprisingly good job. There goes San Diego. Let's pick on some destroyers. You too, something you can sink. Oh, the angle is not good. He scored 3 hits on Montana, knocking out her conning tower. Bring the 2 light cruisers back in. Actually, Yuliang, you can target the light cruiser. Although, we're probably going down now too. What is with this formation crap? No, you're not following the battleships. You're going this way. And the battleships are not following you. Actually, all my battleships can target the two light cruisers. There goes Yu Liang. Well, the two light cruisers are unavailable. Let's go for the DDs. Hopefully those torps are just gonna make the enemy battleships turn away. Stop following me. You can finally disengage. And I think that can be claimed as a victory. At the cost of 2 battleships, but they were, well, they were very cheap. And small battleships, so kind of worth it. Binju is out of 7.9. Juni has some 6-inch gun ammo left. You may launch torpedoes again, if you will. Enemy light cruiser spotted. That is a battleship target. It's opposite day today. I need my battleships to stop firing at the enemy battleship and instead target the enemy DDs. Typically, the problem is the other way around. Oh, one of you guys still had torps. Ooh, that was close. Yeah, Harry F. Bauer still has torpedoes. Miller still has torpedoes. Providence still has torpedoes. Because these never got close enough to launch. Because they got damaged on the way in previously. Providence goes down. Yarnell goes down. Next, Miller. Battleships. Light cruisers. Before the battleships take you out. There's like not really much I can do to prevent. I can let my light cruisers do their job on their own. No ammo, no ammo. 18 rounds for one of them. Poor Debang. These two can speed up. Miller sinks. Next up is this guy, who has no torpedoes left, so my light cruisers should be safe on their own. Enemy battleships no longer closing in. My light cruisers have no more main gun ammo. No more torpedoes. Binju has even spent all her 3-inch ammo. We are bone dry. I'm surprised the enemy battleships still have ammo. There we go. That's a victory. Lost 2 battleships and a heavy cruiser and a light cruiser. But we sank a bunch of stuff. 23 ships, including 3 very, very expensive Missoula class heavy cruisers. 21,000 tons. Those are big. 4 Tacoma class light cruisers. And 16 Bernadou class DDs. Alright. Now then. Scotland allied with Italy. Argentina wants to buy some light cruisers. That is fine. Canada wants to buy a battleship. Sure. I will not be building anything else. This Pakistan cancelled alliance with Spain. No, I don't want to take Egypt. Does that mean I can no longer invade Pakistan despite them invading me? Yeah, I guess it means that. Well, that was something. The US naval invasion is still technically active. Oh, is this like another task force? Yeah, I guess it is. Which one did I just fight then? This one. Okay. You know what? I'm pulling these ships out. I don't think that US naval invasion is gonna be successful anyway. Yeah, those ships will definitely not be successful, and yeah, I was wondering why they had two battleships, not just one. But no, that wasn't even the task force I just fought. It was obviously this one, which was obviously a lot bigger than it is now. Alright. Where did my battleship go? It's here. Along with some light cruisers. Let's pull out those light cruisers too, so they don't have to defend against a port strike. More Timus. What do we have here? These are headed to there to fight a rather big German task force. Maybe I should have sent them into the Pacific instead. Anyway, here's a German battleship. That is at least a target for Mudang. Unless, of course, I get submarines in again. This should be successful next turn, taking Gibraltar. This lone DD. Austrian submarines, I guess. Here's also a single DD. There. Sink some subs. And with that, this episode is over. There are 4 months remaining of the campaign. Whether or not the US will take this island, I don't really care. It is kind of worthless. I just got it from, I think I got it from France as part of war operations. I asked for a lot more, including some ships, but this is all I got, so it was more insulting than anything. So if the Americans really want it enough to send all of these big battleships and cruisers and whatnot, then yeah, they can take it. So yeah, that's it. Goodbye and take care.